Well, Jefferson County Conservation is celebrating its 50th anniversary in November of 2022. And to kind of just highlight the different things that have gone on in the year, back at the office, we've started going through some of the old pictures and documents, dusting some of them off and looking back to see where Jefferson County Conservation really started. And in part of that process, Jean, we kind of came to you to help us fill in some of the gaps of the information over the past 50 years, because you have been part of the board since the very beginning.
Yes.
Do you want to share with us just a little bit about what happened about 50 years ago when Jefferson County Conservation was voted into existence?
Certainly. Thanks, Brittney. There was a man named Bill Briggs who had a plumbing shop here in Fairfield, very successful, but at the same time he was interested in camping and outdoor recreation. And he thought, wouldn't it be a good thing if Jefferson County had a county conservation entity? And so with that thought in mind, he proceeded to, so to speak, canvass the community or poll the people to see if they would be interested in that aspect. And he did garner enough signatures to have it put on the ballot, the general election ballot of November of 72. And it carried by enough of a margin that it came to fruition. So the next thing would be for the County Board of Supervisors to appoint a 5-person board, and there were 5 people. The first board was Bill Briggs, Barney Baird, Wayne Parsons, Dean Johnson, and myself. And at the end of that, then we should mention that the 111A of the Code of the State of Iowa is, so to speak, the governing body that says we can do, can't do, what we can do and cannot do. A couple of the things in there is that the board can levy cannot levy any more than 1 mil in regard to taxes, and that each board member would serve without any monetary compensation. So after the board was established, shortly after that, which would have been in January of 73, the board hired their first executive director, which was Dr. Joan Sturdivant. And after that, by about a year or so, the board purchased their first piece of real estate, which was a farm in the southeastern part of the county, 120 acres, I believe, and started developing. And we did use something called lock-on, which is federal money, to help purchase that and get it off the ground. It also is in operation today. So that's kind of where we are now. Some of the first board members, myself, which I started in 1972 to the present, Wayne Parsons, Bill Briggs, Dean Johnson, Barney Baird, then Carl Zillman, Bill Baker, Terry Deers, who's serving currently from 78 to now, Ron Myers, Keith Wells, Corey Clem, 2002 to present, Kathy Tollineer, Wayne Atwood, Gavin Stever, and Molly Mosinski, which are presently serving. I also should mention past directors, as I did, Joan Sturdivant, then Jim Basher, Dennis Lewiston, and currently Sean Morrissey. So that's kind of how it got to be, how it got started, and where we are today.
Yeah, excellent. Well, I think it's really interesting to think back 50 years to this a moment when you're tasked with, here you go, you're now on a volunteer board that's never been, and you have no land, and you're really able to kind of, within the Iowa Code, obviously you have what you said that can and cannot do, but you were able to work with all of these volunteers throughout the years and the staff, but build such an amazing organization. I'm a little biased, but a wonderful service to the public with 12 different areas, like you had mentioned, over 1,400 acres that the Conservation Board manages, campgrounds, playgrounds, I mean, just so many different facets. So it's really neat to take this time to step back and look at everything that has developed over the years. Mm-hmm. One of the things that I find interesting is Jefferson County Park came to be kind of originally Round Prairie Park was, as you said, the first area purchased, but then Jefferson County Park was purchased after that, and you've seen that through the years be developed into what it is today, mm-hmm. and that's certainly interesting. Oh, yes. I think that's one of the most gratifying parts of being a board member is just seeing it grow from 0 mm-hmm. to 1,400 acres. And it's a variety of outdoor recreation that people in Jefferson County can use. Everybody mm-hmm. can use it. And also lots of people that are, so to speak, passing through mm-hmm. the county that maybe stop and camp and play on the playground, mm-hmm. whatever. And it's just amazing that the effort that everybody has put into it, which made it work, from board mm-hmm. members to current staff that has been there in the past, mm-hmm. and people just have given their time and their talent for free. Mm-hmm. So it's been a good deal. Yes, that's definitely. Well, in conclusion, we just want to thank you, Gene, for coming and kind of sharing your story, but also for all of the years of service that you have given to the board, and just neat to think of all the different highlights that the Conservation Board has had, that you've been there as new areas were purchased, and staff changes, and so we thank you for your years of service. You're quite welcome. Been happy. Good.